So this is your complete unboxing of the brand new DJI Mavic 4 Pro Creator Bundle. I'm gonna walk through the differences between those two just in case you're curious. Note that I did pay for this unit myself, thus I can say whatever I want about it. I'm not limited to any sort of like DJI overlord stuff, so I can just do my own thing. In my case, I bought it at the DJI store in Barcelona. You can actually walk into DJI stores here in Europe and buy things day of, and that's precisely what I did, and it cost me a lot of money. So the very first thing to do is get the plastic off of this. And the key difference between this bundle and the other bundles is number one, the controller itself. This has the new RC Pro 2 controller versus the regular bundles have the RC2 controller, a much cheaper controller. Still has an integrated display, but this has a whole bunch of other stuff we can get into down the road. In any case, besides that, it also has more batteries than the regular unit does, which has just a single battery, or the base bundle has 3 batteries with the RC2 remote. Now, this thing comes basically ready to go in a carrying bag, which is kind of nice. I appreciate that. We'll stick this off the side, make it look pretty. There we go. And this whole bag is here. This is a beefy bag, by the way, from a weight standpoint. We'll go ahead and get this unbagged, if you will. So here is the drone itself, still in plastic. Here is the battery charging station, battery charging dock. There's some extra props, and this is the RC2 Pro remote. Definitely feeling a bit heavy. We got some cables in there, I'm guessing, and we got some more. This is a beefy power block down to the high-speed power block, and a beefy USB-C cable. Other than that, there's nothing else in this. It's a very nice bag. Oh, hold on, we got some, just some of the silica gel stuff, but that's all that's in there for right now. So we'll put this over there. So we'll quickly debag all this and then we'll get into all the details. Holy moly. Look at all these power cables there. They're out. We got Americana, we got Euro, we got more Euro, we got bendy Americana, we got more Americana, we got UK, we got more a lot of American plugs there. I don't understand why we have that many American plugs. Obviously we have one for the battery charging hub, but it just seems like a lot of extra cables, but we'll get into those in just a second. Okay, so I've got everything out on the table. Let's just walk through it really quick. First off is the drone itself. It does have this new basically cover there, much better than the Mavic 3 Pro cover, which is just a whole lot of straps. It was like a bad lingerie set something. This just simply snaps in, a little bit easier there. Over here we've got the battery charging hub. Now what's notable about this hub is that it can charge much higher speed than it could in the past. In the past you would just have the USB-C, and you still have the USB-C, and you can charge that at 100-watt USB-C. So if you just want to travel with that on your laptop, etc., you can charge this. It'll just take a little bit longer to get through all those batteries. As with past battery charging hubs, it'll go ahead and charge one battery, the lowest battery, first, and then once it's done with that, it'll go ahead and finish off the rest of those batteries, topping them all off. In order to get the super fast charging, you need to use this stuff over here. So in this case, you've got this beefcake of a battery block here. This will plug into this beefcake connector right there. And then you've also still got a USB-C plug there as well, which is pretty handy. This one here, again, is at 240 watts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of power cords that come with this, and I've kind of decoded some of them. The obvious one is the UK one, and then I believe the angled one is Australian. And then here, 2 different Euro ones, a skinnier one and a thicker one. And then down here, as far as I can tell, 3 different Americana plugs. I'm not seeing any difference there between those 3. Maybe there is in terms of wattage or whatnot, but those 3 plugs are there. Then you have 2 full extra sets of props. Keep in mind, you have A props and B props. You need 2 sets of props to equip the entire drone. But of course, that means that you'd have to break a lot of props at once. In most cases, most people just break 1 prop at a time. So you really have a lot of prop breakage to go around here. Then you've got this beefcake USB-C charging cable there as well, braided USB-C charging cable. And finally, the RC Pro 2 remote controller. So this thing here will actually tilt out like this, and notice how as soon as I pull it out, it turns itself on, and those controllers down at the bottom, those little joysticks will actually fold down, which is pretty cool. I like that little look to it. So there you go. Meanwhile, over on the drone, it does the exact same thing. When you take off its protective cover there, and then take off, there we go, get this out of the way, some more protective goodness there on the bottom. First, we got to plug a battery in, or we got to turn on. There we go. And then now when I unplug this, or unfold this, not unplug this, but unfold this, it'll go ahead and automatically power on. There we go. As simple as that. Very similar to what we saw with the DJI Flip, where you unfold the arms, it powers on, and when you fold the arms back up again, it'll automatically turn off. So here we go, folding those arms up, and it'll turn off here in just a couple seconds. Now at this point, you're ready to go ahead and walk through kind of the first run, first setup process for the drone. That's all the pieces right there of the Mavic 4 Pro, except of course, all the goodness once you get up and flying. So for that, I've got a lot of review stuff I'm gonna cover in different kind of sections. We'll talk about active track as always. We'll talk about just general things that work and don't work that maybe other people don't necessarily wanna cover as well. But I'm gonna dive into all that. But if you've got questions, the things that no one else seems to wanna answer, drop those in the comments below. I'm just gonna do a big like FAQ type video answering all of your questions. With that, have a good one.